Well, welcome to Something to Talk About. Thanks for joining us. Here we are at King's. Now listen, everybody has a class reunion, and it happens to be my 40th class reunion. So I assembled some of our off-island guests that came in for my class reunion, and we're here at King's, and we're just going to talk about old times, 70s, I guess, because I can, on Something to Talk About. Come on back. Well, welcome to Something to Talk About, and of course we are here at King's Restaurant. We've served up a different kind of menu today because I'm sitting here with some of my childhood friends, my teenage friends, and I think as the years go by, we actually call each other sisters because you can't live 40 years of memories and experience with women that you went to school with back in the day and not have a sisterhood. And so here we are, Academy of Our Lady of Guam. 40th class reunion. I want to introduce you to my friends. This is Vera, Lori, and we've got Lorna. Excuse me, Lorna. No, it's not like I didn't know your name. It's the French fry that got caught in my throat. Vera, of course, lives here. You all know Vera. Vera Santos de Oro is here.
Hi, happy day.
She traveled all the way from what, beautiful Talafofo, or were you at GCC?
Yeah,
today?
well, I was down at Talafofo. We stopped at Jeff's this morning and had breakfast there. So yeah, I did. But I live in Mingalao.
She lives in Mingalao.
Yes.
And then there's Lori Lopez Locke. That's your last name now?
Yes.
And we've got Lorna Neri Sly. She's here, and her husband's on the other side. He's never been to Guam, right? Before?
No, this is his first time.
He's never been to Guam. Okay, so he's really in for a big surprise. He doesn't know anything about Lorna and what's going to happen in the next
The real
week.
Lorna.
Yeah, the real Lorna. He's going to know. But thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
thanks
so
for
nice.
having us.
No, it's no one. You know, the thing is that isn't it interesting that a lot of people don't change? You know what I mean? You look at them, they don't really change that much. I was saying, I've said this on the radio a lot of times that when our mothers were like in their late 50s, that was old to us.
It was old.
But there's a whole nother brand of woman that's coming around in their late 50s, 60s, and even 70s that are not the same chick, right? Yeah. Like your mother, for example, your mom, when you were growing up, your mother felt old, right? And conservative probably of our time in the 70s. But we graduated, we were the class of 77. We came in on the tail end of the 70s, so all of the bad stuff was already happening, had already happened, and we came in at a pretty cool time in Guam. You know, we just had a really big typhoon, Pamela.
Oh, yeah.
76, right?
We got out of finals that year. You remember that?
We didn't have finals. Oh yeah, we didn't have. And then the class
school
of
was
19.
closed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
Class of 76. I never got to really graduate
right.
because of that either. It was a pass. But that was the year leading into our senior year, which was, I got to tell you, one of the best times of our life, don't you think?
It was. Yeah.
So let's go around real quickly because Vera de Oro. Have you not known Vera de Oro and her name?
I don't know why she would think that everyone would know me.
You're a local celebrity.
No, of course,
I'm not.
Vera's been teaching in Guam for a long time.
Long time, yes.
And she comes from the Santos family from Sinahanya, so everybody knows her and her family as well. Lorna, you're coming from Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about Florida. Tell me about your life in Florida. Do they even know where Guam is, by the way, in Florida?
Well, I don't. I think a lot of people I was just telling them, a lot of people get it confused. Like my immediate circle of friends in Florida, so I'm Filipino, but I grew up on Guam and consider Guam home. But I still identify with my Filipino heritage. So people kind of confuse the two. I think
Guam and Philippines are kind of interchangeable,
right? And my husband in particular, we have this inside joke, which is like he can never remember that it's Guamanian and not Guamanese, and Chamorro and not Chamoran.
Yeah.
So we're
But he has to learn that one fast, though.
Yeah,
right?
so
Where's Guamania?
Well, Guamania.
Yeah, Guamanian.
But you're from San Diego, though. I
Yeah.
mean, you live in San Diego, which is really Guam #2.
Oh
right?
yeah, a big Chamorro
Right.
community over there. They have the Pacific Islander Festival every September, and they have, besides Guam, a lot of other islanders and stuff. But it's really cool to be able to eat Guamanian food and
Yeah. To keep your roots. Mm-hmm. You have it around the corner anytime you need it.
yeah.
But when you guys, sort of present yourselves and they look at you, these days everybody looks. I mean, everybody has a story and everybody, can fit anywhere. So does anybody look at you and go, "Oh my gosh, you're so exotic. You've got dark," because you live in an area where off color is the same.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I
so
think-
you live in a large Latino community, or is it a large Latino
Not
state?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think anymore, I think it was a little bit more unusual when I first went to the States to go to college. I went to Philadelphia. I went to Temple University for school. So back then, right?
Yeah.
There
In the
weren't
70s.
there weren't a whole lot of Asians in the world, or
global,
back
right,
there,
right.
and I was put on the international floor of my dorm, and so, but there weren't really a whole lot of international people,
Yeah.
so it wasn't quite so common.
Did you feel
But-
displaced being did you feel international, or did it
No.
still feel like I'm an American citizen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess for us, because I never really considered myself foreign in that sense of not being American, having grown here. But you're right, over there, when you say you're from Guam, they consider it a whole nother world. I mean, even for my husband, it's not, I think being here gives them a better picture of what Guam really is. But for people that aren't really familiar, it's hard to understand the culture because it's such a mix of different cultures, but it's also American. So it's
unique. I mean, it's
It
unique.
is. It's
But
really very
Did you
unique.
find yourself defending? Jump in here anytime, guys. But did you find yourself defending Guam because people didn't, of the ignorance that they would either make fun of it?
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll tell you this story. So when I was a freshman in college, and you would meet new people and
Right,
everything, and
right.
for a lot of them, they really just had never heard of Guam. And so I used to make up a story that my dad was the king, and we had goats in the yard. Just kind of like because I mean, you might as well have said that because for them, it
didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
That was
remember you
Guam
telling
was
me
every
that.
bit as foreign, and the questions that they would ask would be to me like, really?
Educate yourself. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
like-
was also the late '70s, and it was a
Right.
kind of a closed-off world like that.
It was,
wasn't it?
whereas now, the young people are more aware of
Right.
and the news and things that are going on. We are more global.
And I think we should, now, 40 years after that, of going in and trying to really assimilate into the American expectation of being American. And here I am going to come out with, I think 40 years later, today we've changed, and now I guess I'm celebrating that we're international, right? That Guam truly is not your typical. I mean, it'll be like
Domestic
expecting
location.
right? And
Right.
they'll be expecting me and other people from Guam to know about, somewhere Florida, to pinpoint, and have that identity and connection to. But here on Guam, you're absolutely right. You look around, and the diversity that is thriving.
Yeah.
Not just living here, but actually thriving on Guam truly speaks volumes of just Guam, that
and
we
it really
have, that
is.
we really have.
Just the changes that I see more recently, like even the language. Like when I lived here, being Filipino was like, you knew the Filipino food and the Filipino culture, but it wasn't so much assimilated into the general, and now like I hear
It's-
like you guys use balutan,
Right.
which is
A
a
Filipino
Filipino word.
derived
And the
word.
first
Oh.
time I heard that, somebody posted it on Facebook, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, how do you guys
So
know?
yeah, the
Oh,
blur,
I
Do
see
you know
what
what
you're
I
saying.
mean?
So, but
So I've seen, and the food, like
a lot, right? A lot of it
the
influenced
Filipino food
by,
might as well
right.
be part of the Guam food.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So those are the things that I'm noticing as that
Well,
used to
that
be
you're
an
noticing-
insider that is
Yeah.
now an outsider and just
Coming
kind
back.
of observing
Right.
how things have changed.
And I love
And
that.
it's
I love to
wonderful.
listen to that kind of perspective to share.
You know what's it, because what you're saying also, Vera, and we've talked about that Guam is in the middle of a renaissance. It's a new identification, and I like that you say that it's okay to be considered international, because then you become a lot more unique than if you were just Main Street USA
and
any
trying
state
to
USA.
fit and trying to fit into the mold, which we really don't have to.
Fit into the mold. Yeah.
You're creating your own
Thing. We have our own thing.
It is, really.
So, you believe it's time to take a break? See how fast that went? We're going to take a break here. I'm here with my classmates from the class of 1977 at the Academy of Our Lady of Guam, and I didn't know I was going to get this deep, but I'm glad that it has gotten this deep with perspectives from all over. We're going to take a break, come back, eat some crepe and French fries. See what girls do. We'll be right back.
See, I do this.
And welcome back to Kings and Something to Talk About. My friends are here, Vera, and we've got Lori and Lorna, all at the table. We were talking about, the political history. It got pretty deep there for a second, but I'm glad to hear the perspective of you having gone away at a time where we had struggled for a long time to be identified as more than just a military outpost. You know, Vietnam War had just ended, and we had refugees come through here. We were always a pit stop for the military. You guys went off to college and had to try to find a way to explain and maybe even defend where you came from and to prove that you were still United States citizens.
Right.
And which is interesting is you're coming back to a time where we are in a renaissance where we no longer are interested in trying to prove who we are or identify who we are to other people as a United States territory, but as a culture and a functioning government that can do very well by itself without the influences from the United States. And that's where we are. I mean, that's where we are.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think it's an
you'll probably
exciting
hear a lot
time.
of that conversation.
And, you know, for me coming from, you mentioned that Guam being a military outpost, and for me that was never my perspective. And I'm really, so I come from, Guam is not first a military base.
But I think that's what a lot of
And-
stateside
Yeah,
And
because every time
Americans.
they ask you,
Yeah.
why were you in Guam? Was your dad in the
military.
military?
That's
Oh, really?
exactly.
That's what
Yeah.
they say.
That's
Because there would be no other reason why you would
Why
go.
would
there.
you?
And it's
come
also
here.
the same way. I have a lot of friends who settled here in Guam, white friends who settled here in Guam, and they also are also assume that they came connected to the military, and then they find it.
It's kind of insulting.
It is insulting
to think that
right.
somebody could come here by choice.
Right.
And a lot of our friends, mutual friends that we're
Right.
talking about, Caucasians that came from the mainland, actually came because they chose to work here as teachers,
and
as
then
educators.
stayed
Yeah, and stayed.
And just
yeah.
fell in love with the place.
and never left, and grew and developed here. Yeah, we have a lot of mutual friends, and that's another perspective too that I love to look at, and appreciate, gain the deeper appreciation of just how special Guam is. Because living here on Guam, we take for granted the beauty and the the
beauty
connection, right, and the
Yeah.
relationships that we have, and then to so we take that for granted that this, because we're so family oriented,
so
and sometimes
true.
the family, the family ties can be the ones that gag us, like Irma Bomba. That's right.
Yeah.
But so you want to
college.
leave, right?
Yeah.
So you want to leave, but then when you hear our friends who come back with different eyes or choose to live here because they, from their viewpoint, why would they want to live anywhere
Why would you anyone want to live anywhere
Right.
else? But there was a time here in those days that we sought to leave here as soon as we could
right.
possibly leave.
I
here.
mean,
That was
Yeah.
almost
I did.
expected after high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a place. Now, Vera, did you go off to college on the mainland?
I did. I did our second year out of high school. I went to Loretto Heights College. It's a small college in Denver. I think it's closed now.
really?
I don't know why I chose that, but I think it was because Andy McManus went there, and then I just found Andy Singabao.
Singabao.
She went there, and I somehow looked up to her, and that must be a really good school. So I went. Anyhow, interesting fact is one of our classmates, Linda Caputo.
Oh, did she go there too? She still
lived-
lives there.
and she went to that school.
Oh, and she still lives
She
there
still
now?
lives there.
She
I
still-
saw her. I actually was in Denver because my kids lived there for a while. I looked her up, Linda.
Oh, when you
and
ran
we went
into
to
her,
dinner.
yeah.
We went out to dinner one night. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know
So
what's
it's
really
funny.
cool, just to shift the subject slightly a few degrees, is that we never had the benefit of social media
No.
platforms
No.
back in the day.
No.
You know,
And,
you
we
signed
had
the
slang
yearbook, and that was
slang
like,
books. Don't you remember slang books?
oh, slang books. Oh my God, yeah.
Where you had your
Yeah, the
Or you
slang
know,
book.
the technology that I remember from our high school that
Yeah.
just cracks me up is the CB radio.
Oh, Lord,
yeah.
have mercy. Don't even get me started.
Wait, in the parking lot.
Oh, God.
AOLG.
But that was our thing, though. I mean, the mode of communication now. But to
my
be
gosh.
connected with some people that I never thought that I would ever see again after signing the yearbook, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
that part of it is pretty cool. And I think that part of it also brought so many of us to be so intimate in our conversations, because now everybody has a WhatsApp chat, right?
Oh, those-
So, all of our little secrets. Lisa Areola, by the way, I'll just say her name, said no secrets allowed.
Was that Lisa?
That was pretty much everybody. That was pretty much everybody. Don't tell them the secrets. Kathy Scroll had a few. But she said, don't make sure you don't say these things.
Oh my gosh, I haven't. I need to go back and read.
Oh, to
Yeah,
WhatsApp?
read
Oh,
the
yeah. You've missed by 500 messages already, because it's rapid fire, the conversation. You got to stick with it. So, most
My only
recently.
hope, is don't say anything stupid, Vera. Do not.
And
Don't
it's-
make anything.
no,
Don't say anything. that
Because you
you're
can say stupid stuff to each other,
And then
and
and then
no one will
followed up,
remember.
That was in the bathroom. Right?
Yeah.
Was leave it to Patty. Patty.
Well, don't tell me anything because I'm on the radio. So, but by the way, speaking of, I spent a lot of years for some weird reason looking for Tom Gasser Jr. Tom Gasser.
yeah.
We had this whole conversation.
Gasser, yeah.
He was our, I don't know, he was
Our English teacher.
He was our English teacher. We did comparative religion, but and I think he did some history. But I finally got to interview him on the radio, and it was a very short interview, unfortunately. But he's looking forward to meeting everybody at the other class reunion that's happening
going?
on the mainland. I don't know. I'm going to be in Hawaii at the time, so I'm in Hawaai smack dab in the middle of the reunion. So, but I'm giving my all for this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm giving my Lori, tell me about first of all. Let me tell me about your life in San Diego. The second Chamorros, the second coming of the Chamorros.
Well, I moved there after graduating. I went to University of Portland, and a lot of Guamanians go to University of Portland, but they kind of grouped us in with a Hawaiian group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I took nursing and started work there in San Diego in nursing, but was in it for a while and then left to raise the kids and then went back into nursing. So I'm in the operating room at a women's hospital.
Oh, awesome.
Working part-time, but I plan to retire soon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We're close to retirement.
Are you close to retirement?
Well, I've been.
She's
I've
been
a
kind of
stay-at-home
royal. What
mom.
are you talking about?
Well, then
I
you
said
are.
no,
You're in a
yeah.
constant
I
state
said
of
now I'm
retirement.
a retired mom.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I mean, you don't have children to wipe noses or
we're-
anything
no,
anymore.
We're empty
No.
nesters.
Yeah, empty nesters. How about you, Vera?
Looking forward to retirement. I don't think anytime soon. I'm blessed that I love what I do. GCC is a really good place to be. And then the students, like I said, who would have thought that I would end up there? But I really do feel that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and meant to do.
Did you always think that, though? Did you find yourself to be a teacher as we were all growing up?
I was thinking about that. Sharon and I taught CCD.
Sharon O'Malley. Gotta say these names out.
We taught, I think our high school senior year, we were teaching CCD. So, and I think we always played school. You know, the choices back then were really limited, either nurse or teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went, and yeah, it's been a really good.
That's great.
It's been a good. I love what I do.
Yeah. So you're not looking forward to retiring?
I
have
I
freedom.
bet you are. I know.
I'm not going to be tied to a nurse's schedule, and my husband and I have all kinds of plans to go and
And
travel.
it's just you and your husband in the house now
Now,
too?
yeah, the kids are, our daughter, younger daughter, finished college just this March, and our
wow.
son has just another semester left. So yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah, she has this big smile on her face. So yeah. So yeah. And how about you, Lorna? You guys have been empty nesters for a while, huh?
Well, actually, yeah. I'm in my second marriage, so I have 2 from my first marriage,
Right.
and then my new husband has 4, so we have 6 between the 2 of us.
Oh my God, the Brady Bunch.
And so the baby of the group just graduated in December.
Oh, from
So-
high school or college?
College.
College.
So we just
Yeah. So did you guys ever think, going back to Guam would have been like a step in your life, or once you left here and started your, professional career or moved on in your life that you thought, I'm just exactly where I should be in my life?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I think when I left, I don't know that it was really, I stopped and said, okay, am I going to go back to Guam? It's just things happen. Like my parents ended up moving to the States right before I graduated from college. So
there was no reason really to.
Yeah. And so that's why the only reason I've come back since they moved away was really for the reunions. I was back here for the 10th, the 30th. I missed the 20th, but I was back here for the 30th and now the 40th.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to come this time too because I said, this might be the last time that I can come here.
We're not going anywhere. We have 50. We have
we're
fine.
time for you guys to go off island and come
Yeah,
and see it.
that's true. But so now that you're here and you've seen Guam, Lori, that you're here, you've seen the progress or the changes. Maybe some progress, maybe not, but
I think
A lot
Yeah.
of buildings, maybe not this reunion, but the last time, I just noticed a lot of more Guamanian, Chamorro words, like in the
the
airport.
culture, yeah.
And
oh, okay. So
You
well,
know,
that's a nice change.
yeah,
it
because it was like a dying language when we were growing
Yeah,
up.
sure.
Yeah. So it was really cool to, Hagat na now.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, because they went back to some of these names.
Right.
Some I have to admit that some of them I was a little taken aback. Like I never spelled Tamuning that way, but there was some.
Hagat, we never
Those
knew
are-
Hagat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
again,
really well researched, and and I really gotta give it to the younger versions of us.
Yeah.
who
They really embrace
they're the leaders who are making.
good.
They're taking the time because they want to connect.
Right.
They don't want to see this become a place that, and a lot of these kids, went to college or they have family or they've lived in the mainland, and they've chosen to come back because they want to identify in some form or another. They want to identify. So folks like us, they're fighting the good fight.
But I feel it, and I'm,
Good.
like coming back.
Yes.
I do identify with Guam probably more so
Then you have in the
than,
back.
than I
It's
ever
still
did.
home. We still
It
call
is.
it home.
It's always home.
It's where you grew up.
I
And
just
now there's
love
more
it.
information out there for you to know more about it than just what has been taught
Right.
about it. The narrative. Now look at the narrative and go a little bit deeper in that side.
I mean, I
think
wish I
that's-
knew more about,
Some of the things.
some of the things that I could have learned firsthand when I was living here before, but not. You never thought about it back then.
Well, I tell you, we have a good time ahead of us in the next several days, and I want to thank you guys for coming and
fun. Thanks for inviting
eating
us.
French
Yeah.
fries and that into that crate.
I know.
Clint, thanks for coming all the way across the world to hang out with us in these tropics. We appreciate that. We'll see you on the radio next time. Thanks for joining us here on Something to Talk About.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right.
Good job! Good job! Good job! Good job! Good job! Good job! All right.